What's going on, guys? Today we are making what I think is America's favorite cupcake. Yellow cupcakes with chocolate frosting. You've seen them, you've tried them, you probably love them. I don't know though, guys. What do you think is America's favorite cupcake? We're gonna start with the dry ingredients. Any decent keto baked good is gonna use a little bit of coconut flour, mostly almond flour. That's what we're doing today. We got a 1/4 cup of coconut flour. And then to that, we're gonna be adding 1.5 cups of almond flour. And when you're buying your almond flour, you wanna try getting the finest ground almond flour you can get. That's what is gonna make the best baked goods. So this one here, you can find at most grocery stores. It's Bob's Red Mill Super Fine Almond Flour. I didn't know you had an almond flour style named after you. Super fine. And then we're also gonna add 1/2 cup of erythritol. If you guys are new, erythritol is a low carb, 0 calorie, 0 carb sweetener. And we use it in a lot of our baked goods along with stevia. For most recipes, we use a little bit of each. We're also gonna add 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Baking powder is very intimidating. Never eyeball the baking powder. 2 teaspoons. And then we're gonna do 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Also very important, don't eyeball this. And this right here is your dry ingredients. So I'm just gonna mix that around a little bit to incorporate it. And now is a good time to get the oven preheating to 350 degrees. In a separate bowl, we are gonna get a stick of butter and we're gonna melt this in the microwave. So you don't wanna heat it to death. You want it to just be barely melted. That's gonna be best so it doesn't burn the eggs and stuff. To the butter, we're gonna add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. This is where you're gonna get a lot of flavor from. And we're also gonna add 40 to 50 drops of liquid stevia. Some people get confused on the different stevias because they come in different concentration amounts. So we have a highly concentrated 0 calorie sweetener, and you can find all the ingredients and stuff that we use in our recipes, the exact ones on our website, on the shop page. KetoConnect.net is the website. What I'm actually gonna do here, just so we don't have to risk the eggs burning in the butter, I'm gonna first add the butter into the dry ingredients. This isn't how you really should do it, and then I'm gonna add 6 eggs in too. Honestly, the wet dry ingredients separation and stuff, it doesn't matter as much in keto baking. It matters more in real baking when you're dealing with flour. So there's all the ingredients. Now we're just gonna mix this all together. As you can see, it comes together perfectly. Pretty thick batter, and anytime you're using coconut flour, over the next 5 to 10 minutes, it'll slightly thicken a little bit more with the coconut flour. It takes some time to absorb the moisture. So then here we have our silicone muffin molds, and we're gonna use these for the cupcakes. And I like to spray them. I like using this coconut oil spray. You can also just use butter or ghee to do this, but I like to spray these. They come out easier. And then all we're gonna do is fill these with the batter. If you want a real cupcake look, you can use cupcake liners. Okay, there we go. This should definitely make 12. Okay, these are gonna go in the oven 350 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes. In the meantime, we're gonna be getting the frosting going. Okay guys, now it is time to make the frosting. The base of it is gonna be butter, so we got 1 stick. So if you go to KetoConnect.net, you look up this recipe, we're gonna be making 1/3 of that recipe. But if you go there, you can see all the ingredients step by step, how to make it and everything. We're not gonna frost all of these, so we're just gonna do 1/3 the recipe. So real simple, it's kind of like a buttercream type of frosting. We have erythritol here, but very important, when you're making the frostings, you have to use powdered. So either buy powdered erythritol, or if you have only granular erythritol, you can put it in a coffee grinder or a spice grinder and it'll turn it into powdered. So we're gonna add that in. And since this has to be chocolate, we're gonna be adding in 1/4 cup of cocoa powder. And we got the dark chocolate cocoa powder, which I like. We're gonna be adding a splash of vanilla, 5 drops of liquid stevia, and then we're gonna keep this on standby depending on how thin we wanna make the frosting. We may need to add a little bit of some kind of milk alternative, or you can just use water if you need to. I'm gonna get in here. The butter has to be room temperature, and we're gonna mix this together. I'm definitely sensing we need a little splash of this. So we're gonna add a splash of some milk alternative. So I would say a little thinner even, but you know, you can do it to your liking. If you buy the jars of frosting from the grocery store, that's kind of the consistency that those are. I'm gonna make ours just a little bit thinner though. Okay, that looks good to me. Now all that's left to do is wait for the cupcakes to come out of the oven, let them cool completely before you frost them, and then we'll be back to taste test. Cupcakes are cool down to room temperature, and it's time to ice them. Okay, so here we go. Frosting's looking good. I have a frosting knife and stuff, but for some reason I'm just really bad at it. All that's left to do is a taste test. Wow, you know what? I think it's the dark chocolate cocoa powder. Delicious, exactly like a classic yellow cupcake with chocolate frosting. And if you guys just want to see what the cupcake looks like, it actually looks kind of like a muffin. It looks more muffiny. It's really nice and fluffy, dense, pretty moist. So a lot of the sweetness in these cupcakes is in the icing. Maybe even add more sweetener to the cupcake itself, because if you just want to eat these on its own, it's pretty tasty, but it's not sweet like a cupcake. So you might need more sweetener in with the cupcake. Overall, guys, really good recipe, perfect for bake sales, birthday parties, things like that. Linked in the description of this video is the recipe. Go to ketoconnect.net, check out all of our different recipes. We probably got 100 plus desserts. Some of the best desserts: cinnamon rolls, brownies, cookies. Those are two of the top 2 desserts for sure. Got a lot of them on there, a lot of fat bomb recipes, mug cakes. I know you guys like those. So definitely give this one a try. You can even bake it into a cake if you want to go that route. Any way you slice it, this one's a winner. Thanks for watching.